TopHat, co-founder and owner of TopHat Productions, TopHat Entertainment, locked in with Soft Stuff Radio. Did that, Jack.
What's good, everybody? We here locked in at Soft Stuff Radio. We got my guy Ttop the poet, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know it, I bet you know it now. What's happening with your Top?
What's happening with the pimp, man? Glad to be here, man.
For sure, man.
Thank you for the invitation.
For sure. It's well overdue. You know, we've been saying we was gonna get this interview in for a while. And we finally here, man. So give me a little update, man. What's new? What you got going on?
Yungty3, you know, my son artist name, you know. Y'all know him as Young Boy King, Young Boy Flip. Man, we just pushing him, man. We just pushing, man. We got 7 hits already, 7 hot singles on YouTube, on all major platforms. He jamming. He the next wave. You better believe that. You know what I'm saying?
So let's talk about you know, say his name again. I know you changed it.
Yungty3, them 3 letters. T-H-E.
Yungty3. So you know, I originally found him as Young Boy Flip. So yeah, just talk about the evolutions of you know his names and you know how he kind of grouped those 3.
Well, I gave him nickname Flip, so I got to call him Young Boy Flip when he started rapping. You know. And then that turned over to Young Boy King, you know. That's just his nicknames, you know. But his artist name, he chose Yungty3.
For sure.
Them 3 letters, you know. So I want him to be able to have his inputs and outputs on things too. So that's how we came up with that. That's his artist name, Yungty3, you know. But he go by Young Boy King or Young Boy Flip.
For sure. So what is it like managing your son, and what's that relationship like? Just seeing him growing, you know, growing up to his own man and deciding to create his own image.
Man, my son, he remind me so much of myself. So pretty much, I know what he gonna do before he do it. You know, I've been having him rapping since he was 10 years old. You know, the Country Tales 3, I pretty much wrote that. You know what I'm saying? But I knew if he had that tiger instinct in him, by me writing his songs gonna motivate him to write his own songs. And I'll be damned. You know what I'm saying? He got to writing his own song. That's when we came up with that Country Tales 5. You know? And then bam, we backdoored with Country Tales 7 because he kept having more music and he was getting better. So I like, son, well, let's go on and drop his Country Tales 7. And right now, he going crazy with that baby song. It's all over Northwest Arkansas and Oklahoma. And we just gonna keep it going.
So what's some of the moves, you know, you got in store for him? I know you mentioned Country Tales 7, you know, what's some of maybe the upcoming projects that he has, and maybe not just him, yourself, or collaborations that y'all got going on?
Well, we done linked up with a couple people in the Texas area, you know, that's down with us and giving us the game, the steps that we need to take. You know, I'm gonna build this buzz on social media. You know, I'm dropping about 7 to 10 videos. You know, I'm gonna get his media platform going, buzzing. You know, and then I'm gonna start renting buildings myself and throwing shows instead of, you know, going to shows and having to pay for the shows. Which I wouldn't mind having to pay for shows, going to shows, but the people who throwing the shows, they ain't really showing them no love on the radio station. For sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking nobody, but you know, this homegrown talent. You know, and as a kid, I feel like, you know, y'all should be 100% behind him. You know, I know it's chain of command and supply and demand, but you know, somebody should stick their head out like a turtle. You know what I'm saying? And be mentioning my boy, because he the new wave.
So what are some of the things you think Northwest Arkansas is maybe missing for the youth? You know, we won't even just specifically say him, because I know he's your focus, but I heard you mention about the community. What are some of the things just as a community-wise you think can help the music scene here?
My opinion with the NWA community scene is we should be more in tune with our own. Not knocking no one else, but instead of wave ride, you know, you got the Texas, the Memphis, the Atlanta, you know, everybody is looking out for their own. When you come to Arkansas going, what's next? What's hot? Instead of embracing each other. And that's what I think. You know, I think it should be more about helping than psychological price tags behind the helping, if that makes sense.
For sure. I want to talk about some things we mentioned kind of before we got on set. You know, you said a quote that stuck out to me. You said something was for suckers. Loyalty was for suckers.
Loyalty for suckers.
Let's talk about that, man. That kind of strikes me because I want to kind of tie that back into like the Northwest Arkansas and kind of like just Arkansas music scene. So just talk to me about that.
Okay. Now that loyalty for suckers, you know, I know that they antennas up right now. Let me break that down. Reason I say loyalty for suckers because you loyal to me, and you know you loyal to me to the bone growth, mind, heart, and soul. But the whole time, I'm not loyal to you. I'm just making it seem like that I'm loyal to you, you know, which is trickery. Hoodwink is what it's called. That's why I say loyalty is for suckers, because people only pretend to be loyal to you because they need you to be loyal to them. You know, you got to see through the muddy waters. You got to be able to see through the muddy waters.
So, like, how do we fix that? You know, I hear you saying, you know, loyalty for suckers, and then turn around and we talk about the Arkansas music scene and going and following that wave. What do we have to do to kind of bridge that gap to get on the same page? Because we know, you know, money make people move nowadays. You know, don't nobody want to do nothing for free. Everybody want to, hey, if I'm performing, I need to be paid for a show. If I'm throwing a show, I need the artist to pay me. So from an artist and a consumer standpoint, what do you think has to happen to kind of
bridge the gap?
Bridge the gap, because there is a disconnect, but I understand, you know, it's business at the end of the day. You do have to charge, and as an artist, you are looking for, we should say, the people or the gatekeepers that's in place to help you. So, you know what I'm saying? What do you think?
Man, my personal opinion, the majority rule. Fake is the new real. So, what I think the only way it's going to be fixed is Yungty3. My son. Them 3 letters, THE. And I'm going to tell you the reason I said that. Because the plan and the goal is to build the community around him. Okay, you got the radio station, you got the rappers, you got the mix and masters, you got the recording, you got the cameraman. My boy ain't number 14 finna be 15. By time he formed into his self, it's gonna be upcoming people. And the upcoming people is the kids. It's his age group. So once the older folks get out the way, then we might be able to form unity. You know, because the kids just coming up, they don't know nothing about the clout chasing and the trying to fit in and the who got what. Long as my boy Yungty3 on top, he can control it. He can break the cycle. He can break the chain. You know, that's why I say the future. See, this is planned, strategically planned. So right now, you just gotta wait your turn or create your turn. You know, we just gonna lay in the dugout, you know what I'm saying, and watch. You know what I'm saying, like an owl on the treetop.
You know, another thing we was talking about, you know, going back to your son. I know you mentioned you trying to expand it beyond your son into your family. Just talking about just trying to create opportunities for not only your son but just the rest of your family to kind of build that business environment. Okay,
my daughter, Amelia Rose, gonna buy her a camera. You know, so I'm gonna train her up to do videos, to do interviews. See what I'm saying? We're gonna keep the money in a circle. But the way I'm teaching them to walk in love, you know, and I'm teaching them how to make money but not value money. So when we on top, because it's TopHat Entertainment, TopHat Productions, and I'm TopHat, the founder. You know what I'm saying? So the top is destined. So once we take control, that's when we gonna lay the format down. It's a movement, not a moment. And that's how we gonna handle that.
Let's talk about that, man. That movement versus a moment. Why do you think people are so eager nowadays to get that clout? You know, I know people on here talking like, man, I got 1 million views, but you know, I ain't even getting $1 for the 1 million views they got. Wow. Let me change that question. What are you telling your son to not go down that same route of the clout chasing? You know what I'm saying? To go down that movement versus just the moment.
I'm telling my son to be himself, and I let him know when you rapping and writing, feel it. Don't just put nothing out there, and don't worry about you could study other artists and other people, but don't worry about them. Don't compare it. Be yourself. That's what I'm teaching him to be. You know what I'm saying? A young lion.
So what's some of the places we can check out his music and drop some of his social medias and platforms?
YouTube, Yungty3, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud. You know, my shout out to my A&R, Sean the Illis out of Fort Smith. You know, he handles all of that.
For sure. How did y'all link up? Let's talk about him.
I met him on the internet. But see, I pray a lot. You know, I pray a lot, man, and I manifest stuff. And I've been asking God, you know what I'm saying, just to put people in my vicinity, you know what I'm saying, that I can grow with and that we can grow together. You know, and sometimes you gotta shake the tree and see what falls. You know, when God closed one door, he opened another. Whatever fall gotta stay down there. You know, and that's how I met him on the internet. We built a relationship. You know, he's a genuine dude. I've been dealing with him for about a year or two. You know, he had the same plans and goals as me. See, sometimes when people don't have the same plan and goal as you, that's where they're shaking the tree at and see what falls and let it stay down there, even if it's your closest kin or your closest friend. And that's what I'm teaching my kids as well. Pay attention to your signs, but keep God first and foremost.
For sure. That's important, man. I'm glad you instilling those things, especially prayer. Because a lot of people don't understand the music industry is a dangerous place if you're not mentally right. You know, you hear a lot of kids talking about overdosing and mental health. If you're not mentally stable and getting those type of gems and your mentors imparting those type of things, you kind of can get lost in the sauce in the music thing.
True.
But before we go, any special shout outs you want to give?
I want to give a shout out to TopHat Entertainment, TopHat Productions. You know, I want to give a shout out to my son, Yungty3, my daughter, Amelia, Sean, the Illest. Who else helped me? I want to give a shout out to Demetrius, you know what I'm saying, Soft Stuff, Locked In. Shout out to Director Pills. I just want to give a shout out to everybody who been down with me and who haven't changed up on me. You know, I done fell out with a couple of rappers, a couple of cameramen. Anything that consists of this music, I done bumped head with guys. You know what I'm saying? The radio, the beat man, the mix and master, you know what I'm saying? But when God closed one door, he opened another. You know, and I'm just gonna keep it business minded, you know, and focus on the business, you know, instead of focusing on what's going on around me. You know, and also I feel like Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, most definitely, because we, you know what I'm saying, up here all trying to make it, we should invest and exploit. Can I say exploit? I don't know if that's the correct word, but we should give each other a wider audience like you know, interviewing me. Like everybody should come get interviewed by Sauced Up, you know what I'm saying, before they go anywhere else. You know, I just feel like Arkansas should spend money with Arkansas, you know, instead of wave chasing, you know what I'm saying, and clout chasing, you know. And also, you know, the way the music going these days, all the good rappers is dying.
You ain't lying.
You know, and everybody rapping about drugs and guns and killing, and it's just like in the 80s growing up, you know, it was cops and robbers. Then you got my son age, we say 2000 babies. You know, you got the video games, they killing that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to be on the other side of the gun. You know what I'm saying? But what about when it's your turn? You gonna do the same thing that the other person did on upside the gun, pray to God. You see what I'm saying? And then in jail, what you gonna do? You worrying about your pride out here, but in jail, what you gonna do then? You know, you got 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 folks testing your pride. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
That's ready to go.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I feel like Yungty3 is bringing real rap music back. You know, where it's good music, you get a vibe to it, and you can take care of your whole family without looking over your shoulder. You know, and I feel like Arkansas has a lot of talent. It's just we play each other and show love and mercy to other states and to other people. You know, and I feel like that's very, very bogus. And it's so crazy you can't speak on it. Because then you hate, then you talking down, you know. But the whole time, it's the truth.
And, I hate to say this, but as a culture, as African American, you see it a lot. When you think about just in business, we quicker to go spend some money with another race, or we quicker to go spend. Not saying you have to be pro-black and shop black, but it's like we're so in a rush to go validate somebody else's whatever product it may be, versus, hey, there's this local kid selling lemonade on the stand right here. Let's go put it into him. So I'm with you 100%, and that's why I'm so passionate about independent artists. I have a passion to help them because I'm still in that position of growing to where it takes us to keep us going.
Right.
It's like you have to build this internal system to keep the entire thing running. But if you don't have that core that's willing to make those sacrifices, maybe not willing to, or I should say, willing to give up the money and build that foundation. Because I feel like I've always felt Northwest Arkansas can be Atlanta, or like a Dallas, or like a Houston. It's too much money here when you look at Walmart and you look at the University of Arkansas, Tyson, you name it. It's so much money here. So I'm looking forward to see what Yungty3 gonna do.
Yeah, and we got a clothing line too, TopHat Productions. You either wait your turn, create your turn, hustle and glow. And I think the gatekeepers of Arkansas, or we're gonna say Northwest Arkansas, I think they can't think past their nose. And that's what I think. And that's why it ain't working. Because everybody want to be the man, but don't nobody want to help the man. If that makes sense. It's too many artists up here. And for one, we're gonna get back to Yungty3. You know what I'm saying? This the hardest little 14-year-old that came from Northwest Arkansas. If you ask me, why they ain't pushing him? But they'll push other people, they'll talk about other people, instead of embracing one another. They'll talk about you for a little minute, a little second, to get you out the way and get you out their face. But I'm saying, like, just pushing and promoting, like, homegrown talent. Like, we could be like Mecca if we stuck together. But that's not the way of the world this day and age. See what I'm saying? Majority rule, and fake is the new real.
We're gonna change that though. I feel like it take people like you to not only know that, but be willing to make the sacrifice, knowing that you know that. I don't want to be cliche, but they say, when you know better, you do better. And when you know, sometimes it hurt that you know, because it's really a sacrifice. So I appreciate people like you that's recognizing what's going around and willing to invest in the youth and try to create that change. Before we go though, I definitely want you to get at all the social media platforms and give a shout out all the upcoming projects that you got before we shoot out.
All right, we got the Future dropping July 4th, Yungty3. We got Baby dropping September 7th, and we got already dropping Thanksgiving. We got video dropping all year. We got TopHat clothing, of course. We got the German Rottweilers, of course. Everything for sale, everything must go. And we just constantly pushing and interacting, with the right people, and stacking and macking, And that's pretty much all we doing right now.
Well, bro, I really appreciate you coming up and spilling some game and come chopping it up with us. You're always welcome to Sauced Up Entertainment and Sauced Up Radio. So again, we appreciate your time.
For sure. IG, the real Yungty3. Check him out.
Put my neck on a chain, now it's iced out already. Pull up day on some game, now she run with my cheddar. Already know how far she'll go, but that's only if I let her. I left and I left a note, yeah, I left that girl a letter. Put my neck on a chain, now it's iced out already. Pull up